This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. A lot of books have been written about Donald Trump and the presidency of Donald Trump, about the orbit circling Donald Trump, about the chaos that was created during Donald Trump's administration. And yet another book has been written. I just did a video about the situation with Mark Milley that was outlined in this book, PERIL, by legendary journalist Bob Woodward and his partner in this endeavor, Robert Costa. That video deals specifically with Mark Milley and the Pentagon, but there is another aspect to the reporting in this book, the chronicling of what took place in the lead up to January 6th, related to Mike Pence. People have had a tendency to talk about Mike Pence as though he is some kind of heroic character in this narrative surrounding the insurrection because of the fact that they were calling for his head. Literally, to stretch his neck. Hang Mike Pence, remember? They constructed the hangman's gallows on the Capitol lawn with the express intent, apparently, to assassinate the Vice President of the United States, Donald Trump's own hand-picked Vice President. And people have, because oftentimes two things can't be true at the same time for people. They can't process the fact that Mike Pence is a bad guy who happened to do the constitutionally required thing of him. It wasn't bravery. It wasn't courage. It wasn't love of country. His hands were tied. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to play a clip here from the CNN exchange between a reporter and John King that talks about a conversation in the Oval Office between Donald Trump and Mike Pence, and there were some remarkable exchange here. Unbelievable stuff that is both hilarious and tragic, but also points to Mike Pence really not being a great guy related to his certification of the Electoral College results. Watch this.
And there's other new details. Again, we know about the dysfunction in the White House at that time, especially the tension between the president and his then vice president, Mike Pence. Donald Trump wanted Mike Pence to jump in front of the train. And we've heard about this before, but they have new details about this January 5th meeting, the day before Mike Pence has to preside over the Senate and essentially accept the results of the Electoral College, which is to accept Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. The president and the vice president, they take us inside that meeting, too.
So these are direct quotes of Trump and Pence. It's the evening of January 5th, and they can hear the MAGA supporters outside on Pennsylvania Avenue cheering, blowhorns. And Donald Trump is twisting Mike Pence's arm. And he gestures toward the MAGA supporters outside that they could hear. And he says to Pence, if these people said you had the power, wouldn't you want to? In other words, overturn the election. Pence says, I wouldn't want one person to have that authority. Then Trump says to Pence, but wouldn't it be almost cool to have that power? Pence, no, I've done everything I could and then some to find a way around this. It's simply not possible. Trump loses it. No, no, no. You don't understand, Mike. You can do this. I don't want to be your friend anymore if you don't do this.
I mean, really, is there a more apropos Donald Trump quote? I don't want to be your friend anymore if you don't do this, Mike. Oh, what a quivering, whimpering simp Donald Trump is. The fact that he is so obsessed with power. No, you do have the power to do this. No, I don't. But wouldn't it be cool if you did have the power? What kind of arguments are these from grown men? 70-plus-year-old men. Maybe not Mike Pence in the 70-year-old camp, but certainly in his 60s. Wouldn't it be cool to circumvent the Constitution? Wouldn't it be cool to overturn a free and fair election? And Mike Pence doesn't say, no, I just don't have the authority, Mr. President. Mike Pence says, I've done everything I can and then some to get around this, to get around the Constitution of these United States. I've done everything I can, and then some, to circumvent our founding documents. Think about that. That is what he's saying. Not in a roundabout way. That is what he's saying. I've done everything I can and then some. And there's just no way for me to cheat you back into office. To which Donald Trump explodes. No, no, no. You don't understand, Mike. You can do this. I don't want to be your friend anymore if you don't do this. Dangerous. Dangerous that we found the perfect combination of authoritarian goon and ass-kissing lackey, worshipful jester in Mike Pence, the guy who puts his water bottle onto the floor as soon as Donald Trump does, the one who looks at Donald Trump fondly and worshipfully while standing behind him on stages. I talk about Donald Trump less and less and less, but I still talk about him because of this. Because if we don't organize like we've never organized in 2024, in states all across the country, if we don't win overwhelmingly at the ballot box, this is what we face again. Because state legislatures all over the country in Republican states are passing draconian voter suppression laws, making it more difficult for black and brown people to vote. And we have a task ahead of us to avoid idiots like this holding power at the highest levels of our government ever again. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. You can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I read every email, listen to every voicemail. I appreciate all of your participation, helping move the conversation forward. I'm doing voicemail videos now on Fridays and through the weekend, and I'd love to have a somewhat of a conversation with you via that. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the YouTube stuff. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. And if I bring you value, please consider supporting my work here on the platform. You can click the join button, and for fewer than $2 a month, you can become a channel member, helping produce my work here. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. That's not just for the podcast, which is a great thing that you should also subscribe to, but it is helps produce this content as well. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.